All right, we're not waiting for anybody. Nope. Okay. I'm going to call this meeting this Thursday, November 2nd, 2023 meeting of the Springfield School Commission to order. There are no Commissioner Kroll and Commissioner Kroll. Commissioner Walsh, Commissioner Nardi, Commissioner Drew Kroll, and Commissioner Walsh and Kroll are present. There are no continued public hearings.
No.
Okay, well, let's get to it. Let me just give my little. Most people who have been here before understand that we are a quorum of the commission, not of those present. So that anything before us, it has to get 4 votes in order to pass. So there are only 4 people here. So all 4 people have to vote in favor for something to pass. So, and then when your application is called, you come up, grab this seat. If there's 2 of you, just come up and grab seats. And then whoever it is, you give your name and your home address for the record, which is recording right now. So keep that in mind, and let's get going with 173 Bay Street. Someone here for 173 Bay. All right. No one 173 Bay. All right. Well, remind me to get back to that one. The next one on the public hearing is 180 Washington Boulevard, which has been withdrawn from the meeting, so you mark that as gone. Next is that one over there. Next is 93 East Park Street. Come on up, have a seat, name and address for the record. And let's see what we have here. You are
George Abdow. I don't live at the address. I'm actually a contractor.
right. What you're at?
155 Brookdale Drive, Springfield.
This is an application for a certificate of appropriateness, 93 East Park Street. So here's the permission for you to speak. Go ahead, tell us what's going on there.
The rear porches of the building were very structurally unsound. They were falling apart to a point where it was dangerous. And Springfield Gardens had hired me to repair the porches. We went down, pulled the building permit. At the time in the summer, the building department, I guess, was a little short-staffed, and they didn't immediately get back to me, but they called me back in a couple of weeks later and said, hey, East Park is historic, and you got to go through the historic commission. And at the time, we were actually in the middle of the project. And I went down and I saw Alvin and the project. He showed me a picture of what the building used to look like in the file, and I said, well, that's pretty coincidental. That's just about what it looks like right now.
Okay. Well, that's what it used to look like.
That's the picture of what it used to look like. Yes, with the open rails and the vertical balusters and everything else, and that's pretty much what we had begun doing. And when we were in the middle of it, we couldn't stop.
This is what you replaced?
That was what we took out. Yes.
Lucky. Right. Okay, so what we're doing is we've already done the work.
Yes.
And we just have to.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
I mean, it's. It would obviously need it. We need safety and security.
Yeah.
Anybody have any issues here? Commission, any questions?
Yes. That is not my department. I mean, I was just hired to do the construction of it. Typically with pressure treated, you're supposed to let it sit for a minimum of 90 days before you treat it. So I'm usually gone by then.
Yeah.
But
Or more.
it
looks like it just painted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the application is recap. There were 14 downstairs. There's no historic picture at that. Yeah. And right now I want to look just to the way myself and I do have to, stop the public commentary. Any other questions for the commissioner? So I'd like to open this to public commentary. Is anyone here to speak for or against the application at 93 East Park Street to repair the rear porches? They're not still up there. Anybody for or against? Seeing none, I'll close the public commentary and entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness for 93 East Park Street to repair the porches and egress to minimal sort of picture supplied by the city.
Second.
Any discussion on that motion? Just give me a second. Okay, let me start. That's Commissioner Walsh is yes. Commissioner Nardi? Yes. Commissioner Kroll?
Yes.
Commissioner Walker? Yeah. Okay, that's that.
Right.
Thank you. Looks really good. It's like a good save. Okay, next, what do I do on my- it's my slide there. Okay, 29 George Street. I need to come out. Give your name and address for the record.
Monique Miller, 162 Fort Pleasant Avenue.
Okay, this is an application for certificate of non-applicability. To repair fire damage to the front porch in front of the house, to repair the house to obtain occupancy, front porches in front of building, siding, trim, roofing, strip, ballast. So tell us what you're doing.
We started with front porches back to the original, as much as I can, back to the original, up to the house looked like before. So we're in the process of doing that now. And we're looking to hopefully get it completed by the end of this year.
So you're gonna try to implicate that?
Yes.
Okay. Looking for the details of your the construction. Front porch you're looking to. Okay. It stopped a little bit.
Yes. We had to come back and get the historic committee figure out how they wanted to, how to do it over again.
Well, part of what we're looking for, I don't see it here. That gives me the come back.
Okay.
But if, hey, Alvin, can you give us that historic picture back? Thank you. If you're going to duplicate that in the same material in the same design without any paint, structural or material changes, that has to be in writing to us.
Okay.
And because it's not enough to tell us that you're gonna try is the key word to duplicate.
Okay.
Because sometimes you find you can, if you talk to the contractor, they'll say, I'm not gonna be able to do that, but at which point you just come to us and say, we're gonna do this, but this has to be different or whatever. And then we get to evaluate whether we can do it. If we knew if a contractor or whoever put on writing that would be rebuilt exactly the way that is with the materials that are there, we would be able to okay that.
Okay.
I apologize that I don't see the information here in order to make a decision. So I would like to offer that we could continue this to our next meeting and that you can, if you could come in and bring
Yes. I should.
specific types of materials.
For the application, when you try to pull the permit, where the contractor filled it out, but okay, I'll get him to do that.
Well, it has just, if we're here, you'd be all set.
Yeah.
So just have, he can come back, if he does this, if you do have him come to represent you, you have to send a letter giving him permission to speak here.
Okay.
But, so what we're gonna be looking for is some materials, something stating no difference, or if it's different than what's there now, because what you took off of there is different than the old stuff.
Yes,
You're gonna try and replicate the old stuff.
yes,
So that just has to be in writing, what material you're gonna use, you know, flooring, there can't be deck wood on the front deck, it's gotta be kind of really, or things like that.
okay,
To match the historic. If the contractor will put that together and bring it.
Okay.
So if it's okay with you, I'm going to continue, entertain a motion to continue this application 29 George Street till the to the 16th.
That, November 16th.
okay. All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Somebody want to make that motion?
I'll move it. Second.
Okay, any discussion on the motion? Okay. Commissioner Nardi? Yes. Commissioner Judith Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Cole? Yes. Commissioner Walsh is yes. This is 29. George. Continue. That's right. Okay, 40. Sorry. 42,
Marengo Park.
42 Marengo Park.
My name is Sean Wilson. My address is 42 Marengo Park in Springfield.
Next, this is the application for a little bit of hardship. The detached three-car garage on the property should be demolished, leaving only concrete foundation in place. That's a historic picture.
Very little like it doesn't.
What?
I never saw the historic pictures, so I'm fascinated to see what the original.
Oh, okay.
Do we have photos of?
There are photos of the current state.
Oh, here it is. That's 39.
What's that house picture? Oh, that's the house in 39?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know when it was originally created because it didn't seem like it was built with a house.
Okay, no.
The city's got something called from the WPA, so they take pictures of everything in the city, so the Springfield Preservation Trust website actually has some of those, the Springfield Library website has some of those. So if there was a picture, and the city has a copy of it, you can actually see what it looked like in 1950. That's something.
I've seen pictures, but it doesn't give, it doesn't.
There should be a bid in there from one of the contractor because we looked for bids to repair and demolish, and the repair bid basically said we'd have to demolish it and then rebuild the entire
Because the
garage.
pictures, if we see a lot of pictures of old houses,
Yes.
good old things, these pictures don't make it look like it needs to be demolished.
Okay.
Look, there's not a specific structural issue.
There are
that
structural issues.
that are in the pictures.
Okay. If looking at the rear of the property in that photo that's up there currently, you can see that the back wall is sagging. It's got a U-shape. The windows aren't fixed into their positions correctly. There's
Yeah, okay.
also a pillar in one photo that's holding up part of the structure because the roof has a hole in it. And also, if you look at the front of the garage, it's leaning to the right fairly significantly.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. I'm looking at, I can't really
Yeah.
tell those details. I'm looking at
Absolutely,
these.
I agree.
Now, do you intend to rebuild? At some point?
Long term, we would love to rebuild it, and we definitely want the garage. It's just not feasible to rebuild it at this time.
And you consider it dangerous?
Well, yes, because our homeowners insurance policy canceled on us because of the garage. So now we're paying through the nose for another policy.
Again, I think I'm okay with this condition, but you have to know that when you go to put one back, you'll have to put one back that
That looks like. the original.
replicates
Yes.
to the best of your ability, the one that you take out.
Yes.
Any other questions? tough one when it gets, if the wood get rotted.
Yes.
And they start. We had quite a few fixed.
Yeah,
It just depends.
It's been like that for a while apparently, because when I called the building commissioners, they were like, oh yeah, we cited a violation like 4 years ago, and they just never did anything about it, because we just bought the house.
I see that.
A couple of months back, yeah.
Okay, so. Homeowner, city, August two
It is
thousand three, attached garage, repair. Installation homeowners, not addressed.
Which they included that cancellation.
Yes.
Yeah. And it has canceled since, but we haven't,
Oh, I have to open this to public commentary, so you all said anything else?
nothing else like.
Go ahead, question.
Slab's gonna remain, your foundation,
It's just a cement slab. I don't think there's a pour foundation.
so if you were to do something in the new, you wouldn't be able to.
We'd have to pull up the slab and redo it from scratch. Yes, I know.
Right now, would be a slab there. You'd have to do it.
The key to replacement is replicating what you've taken down.
It's,
And that one looks what's out there right now. That was one of the easier ones to do that. Compared to some of the carriage houses and things that are, cost a hundred.
it's very generic construction.
It's like a home.
But you could easily do it, but before you build one, you have to come see us and show.
Mhm.
That's if everybody agrees that this is. Anyway, let me open the public commentary. This is regarding applications for certificate of hardship at 42 Marengo Park to demolish the garage of the property. Does anyone here like to speak for or against this application? For or against, seeing none, I'm going to close the public commentary. But I will entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of hardship at 42 Marengo Park to demolish.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Okay, Commissioner Judith Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Kroll.
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh, yes, Commissioner Almighty. All right, you may talk to Calvin.
Okay.
Point to the right direction.
Yep, thank you.
Would you like to check on 173 Bay Street? See if maybe they,
Okay, 173 Bay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Give your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Donna Minor, 173 Bay Street.
This is application for certificate of appropriateness, the front doors.
Right,
Okay, remove wooden doors, install new wooden doors to be compatible in appearance, paint with varnish, and the door to purchase from a similar home. Or purchase from a similar home. Nice.
right on the corner.
Okay.
About 34 minutes.
So, this is,
Those are the doors that are there now,
okay,
and they're all broken up in the inside and the outside. And those will be the doors that I'll be putting in.
that'll be what.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, there's so much like, yeah.
Mhm.
I
I'm
bought
gonna
it.
say, it's hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
It's a little different,
Yeah, other ones, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, the panels are different, but the styles and stuff.
and it's probably nearly the same age too, right?
Yeah, I bought it from my house around the corner,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that's all you're doing?
No, I've already got approval for the other repair.
That's all it's on?
My second time, yes, yeah.
Well, just open this to public commentary. So for the application certificate of appropriateness, 173 Bay to replace the front wood doors with similar front doors made of wood. Does anyone here like to speak for or against this application? Replace the doors? Yeah, seeing none, so we'll close the public commentary. Let me entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness at 173 Bay Street for the front doors. Second. Okay,
Third.
okay. So
No, I just have to pay it.
Commissioner
Like
Walker.
an extra transfer to the work.
Commissioner Walker.
Yeah.
Commissioner Walker, yes. Commissioner Al Nardi, yes. Commissioner Judith.
Yes.
Okay, you're all set.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Have a good evening.
Stay warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, we just,
What?
They're gonna work toward it on this thing, on the other.
Okay, we have,
18
18 to 20 Western View.
Evening, commissioners.
Oh, how you doing?
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. This is an
I
application.
promise this is the only time you'll hear my little spiel this evening, you know.
Okay.
I'm William Brock, 325 Rosewell Street. I'm the senior project manager with the Office of Disaster Recovery and Compliance in Springfield. I'm here speaking on behalf of Carmen and Orlando Rivera, which are here behind us this evening.
Hi.
Of 18 Western View Street regarding repairs to their property of 1820 Western View Street.
I'm kind of fortunate to read what this
So
application for certificate of appropriate says.
The replacement of all
I
windows
think-
with new vinyl double installed windows with matching grid patterns. Full roof replacements, all observations. Replacement and repair of front porch. Flooring, repair and replace reason. Pressure. Treated wood. Paint to match existing. Repair and replace left side porch, points, steps, replacing. Using pressure treated wood, painted to match. Repair brick foundation while under rear porch, repair a brick foundation to. Prevent water penetration and repair supporting brick structure. For replacement of rear porch, rebuild porch using pressure treated wood painted to match. Repair and replacement of. Fascia, okay, repair and replace areas of deterioration, containing deterioration areas. Gutters and downspouts. Something else I can't say in replacement. Repair and installation of gutter systems from the foundation. And chimney. Repair chimney structure. Tree trimming, remove tree branches, justification. for
the chimney is an interesting one.
This was a little easier.
Yes, and I apologize. I will say that each one of these bullet points is one of the line items that's identified in the actual specifications, you know, that I provided for you.
Okay.
I also believe that I put in a application for hardship for one aspect, but I believe I put it on the wrong address.
Okay, what is the hard, you suggest something here, something hard, not hardship.
I thought I'd supplied a hardship, you know, when I gave the application to Alvin. I'm unsure whether you folks actually got it or not. Because there is one aspect of this that I wasn't sure kind of how to work it into the appropriateness application. So to go through the hardship, there is a portion of the building on the right-hand side that is overhanging the foundation that's sagging. We're calling to put 2 sonotubes underneath it to provide better footing for that part of the foundation. Or for that part of the structure.
What we're looking at right here.
So Alvin, if you could, I believe, go up a little bit. Keep going. More towards the front of it, I thought. Keep going. So right there, and then if you go up a little bit, there's a little bit better picture, I think, on the first one. First page there. Yeah, right there.
Oh.
Go down a little bit. That's a good one too, actually. So this little area in the middle right there on the right hand side, you can see the shadow, how it overhangs the actual foundation of the area, and that's sagging in the portion of it. So that's what we're asking for the application hardship for, is to put a sonotube underneath that to better support the actual structure.
Seeing how there's nothing there.
Yeah.
From
Page 54.
the original pictures, I'm trying to figure out if this was actually the side staircase that was in the Springfield preservation pictures. That would kind of make sense that that's what they did with the structure, is enclosed that area, but.
Okay.
Just want to bring something like that.
Yeah, we're really just looking to try to support the structure a little bit better than it currently is.
Have you? I gotta look at small pictures. All right, so when the siding on this, like the front of this. You know, initially doesn't go down to the ground like that.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I see what you're talking about.
I mean, just. But there's nothing to compare it to. So say, is there anything that you compare it to blend it in such a way?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I put this under hardship because I couldn't really figure out a way to work it.
So when you say the sonotube, is it gonna look like the square pillars that are here, already? Is it gonna be just?
So I mean, usually we put the, the concrete sonotube and it'd be. Yeah, so exactly, similar to the structure. I don't think we'd have any problem with sinking that sonotube all the way down to be even with the ground level and then,
Correct. Yeah.
It's gonna put the concrete to come up a little out of the small.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me go back to the. Mitchell, because I have a couple of questions about this.
Sure.
Front porch flooring. Pressure treated.
So. That was one that I had highlighted to change to county groove.
Thank you.
As you can see, the front porch is actually in pretty decent shape. We're talking about replacing a small area of the flooring there in front of the roof.
Okay, is it safe for me to say that replacement for front porch flooring, left side porch flooring, any porch flooring is going to be done?
Any porch flooring you would call to do ton.
Any questions? Commissioners have any other questions?
Windows are existing.
Windows existing, from what I could tell from the original picture, was we'd be looking at 6/1 with grid patterns. Yeah.
I mean, I know you know how to do these windows correctly.
Yeah, we usually I'd supply you folks with the example pamphlet for J Weldon, but yes, we would look to use previously approved windows by the historical commission.
Yeah, with the grid patterns or the external.
Yep, external grid patterns, not the ones in between the glass.
Okay, I would suggest whichever commission is listening, that's there. That when we make this motion, that we include some of the details that are not in writing.
External grid, any other piece would be color.
Front porch flooring will be tongue.
Yes, I'm gonna just keep that in mind.
Trying to write out.
But everything else is the same material and design. Others and downspouts, we don't. Chimney repointing, chimney.
So the chimney looks to at some point have been kind of covered. From the original picture, it looked like it was exposed brick that, like a normal chimney structure.
Right.
I believe what we would normally write this up as and what we have it written up as here is to repair the actual like plaster that's on there right now or whatever. Yeah, the stucco, which would be, general for the program to do repair to match existing.
Which comes under appropriateness because it's already steps. Should be great for the brick.
Yeah.
I have most of this. I have no question about now that we're doing time. I know the time really wants been answered. I know that you've done historical windows and you go with proper things every time. On this, this is the commissioners. Do you have any conditions you might suggest on the sonotube structure?
I think Al would probably have a suggestion.
Well, there's be some specific details relative to the sonotube. Obviously, they need support there.
Yeah.
There were other columns that were brick. It would be easy to put the sonotube in and break it. Just to make it look the same.
Yeah, I know we wrote it down.
So what did you write here?
10-inch concrete sonotube, 8 inches above the grade.
Right.
It's 6x6 pressure treated with a galvanized base plate. Right.
That would be the basic thing, but in order to match it to.
Color to match the side.
Yeah. All right, any other things here? Any other questions? Anything else you'd like to add?
Nope, just that the back deck, we're completely rebuilding that back deck, but we'll rebuild it obviously to match the existing profile. As it stands currently, so.
Okay, then just read this. I'm okay so far. Let me, if nobody else has any other questions, let me open the public commentary. I'd like to open this up to the public commentary for the application for a certificate of appropriateness at 1820 Western View Street to make the proposed repairs. Is there anybody here who'd like to speak for or against this application for the repairs? As you have heard, no, good. Okay, seeing none, I'll close the public commentary. And I'm going to entertain the motion to accept the application for a certificate of appropriateness at 1820 Western View. Yes, and the so described during it's got to be more precise. So let me take a go. I just can't read this. It's one of the difficult. To replace all the windows with double hung insulated windows with matching grid commission approved windows with matching exterior grid patterns. Repair front porch flooring using all porch flooring using and glue. Well, everything else is okay. And then the 10-inch sonotube, 8 inches above grade, and the 6x6 pressure treated post and galvanized base plate. Paint color to match the siding. That okay? Well, that's the motion. Can I get a second on that motion?
I said so. Moved.
Oh, second. Oh, you said so. So there's a second. Any discussion on the motion? Commissioner Walsh is a yes. Commissioner Nardi? Yes. Commissioner Dutiful?
Yes.
Commissioner Walton?
Yeah. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
I said, thank you, God bless you.
Yeah.
Project.
Good.
Okay, 111 Chestnut. Good evening. Good evening.
My name is Asim Khan, I live in 30 Linear, West Springfield, Massachusetts.
And my name is Foster Ranamagara, and it is the 48 Old Lyman Road, South Haven, Massachusetts.
Okay, this is an application for certificate of appropriateness at 111 Chestnut Street. Replace windows, doors, and new sign. Okay. So this is. I want that again. Okay, so. This is one of the existing ones.
Yeah.
No, this one is just we just put it on people know we coming, but we just not like.
No, I'm saying, but this, yeah, this is the front you're working.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is the front you're working.
Yes, sir.
And this is how you're gonna want to end up looking.
Yes, sir. Some more French word. Yeah. Nice history. Right next to used to have two Matumi. My neighbor's two Matumi.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you have different illustrations here of the lettering. Is there a reason you have different?
That was they asked us to do thing, but
They asked us to get quote from different companies and this, so everybody has.
Okay.
We would just want to know what it looks like. Oh,
Yeah.
what are you prepared to
Which one do you want?
have? That's what I was. That's the one, yeah.
Right.
Black.
And what are the the city requirements for sign sizes and lettering sizes.
Just they cannot do LED because it's a story building, like you can have the lights, but it's a plain anything like lettering is okay.
Well, you know, I didn't know if they had a limit to the.
Yes, it's a limit and
Yeah, there's a limit, yeah.
You have,
that's up to planning.
Planning department and the building, and the sign company would
You're saying-
definitely work with those.
so you're replacing all the windows and the doors with similar windows, probably better
Yeah, heating wise.
heating wise, it's, and you're gonna maintain the black at the bottom.
I believe so. Yes. That's the way.
That shows it at the bottom and the
Yeah, the
top,
top and the
and some
top, yeah.
more than that sign, because I don't think that the sign would be filling in that entire,
I think, yeah,
the sign would be.
Yeah.
I think it's
Smaller.
too low.
Yeah, right, it's just somebody dropped it on it. But,
Yes,
indeed. So you wouldn't have, I don't think it would be that small, but you would, it also wouldn't stretch the entire.
No.
distance.
Both nice.
I wish we had a little more specific on that, but I'm okay with it, at least. I'm okay with this.
Well, they're asking you to vote on that signage, size.
No, okay. Let me go back. Replace windows, doors, and each side. Yeah, I don't think, okay, let me actually put three details on the size of that sign. Okay, signage 20 inches by 36 inches, cut the along sign approximately 30 inches by 12 inches. I'm not sure what that would be doing. Great piece of information. 20 inches by 30, 20 feet by 36 inches, 30 inches by 40. What's the full length of your? Do you have an idea how?
Yeah, I think one of the picture had the whole thing over there, the one.
The black sign.
Yeah, remember they had one, yeah. And again, this is something that I know we gave the contract, we're gonna be working with the sign company, so they. will
Okay,
do yeah.
that is, well, this, I see what they said,
Yeah,
36 and
yeah,
20. I mean, just the lot, size, but that almost sounds like it would be too big.
Again, you're right, yeah, I think the sign company will probably work with the building department.
It's gotta fit in that spot, but it's gonna be black with the white.
Yeah, black, yeah, that's the one, black, it will be black background with the white lettering, that's all, you know.
And the windows are, one other question I have. About this. Is there a reason you're dividing these?
No, it's just family wise, the company, but we have, that's ABC and.
Yeah.
We don't have no.
Alvin, do we have any?
The only thing is those are like very like old, on the bottom, they have somebody put like a plywood and they're like, if you look from inside, it's just falling apart. Because it's very old, it's like original, so yeah.
Right, I'm not questioning that, I'm just questioning.
The middle line.
Middle
Like, it
line.
looks like, yeah.
Oh,
I figured that to do this, you're gonna have to rebuild the bottom.
Yeah,
And you're gonna make it duplicate that.
Yeah.
We are not 100% sure because once the company will do, like, maybe. Maybe it's because it will be more stronger. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you're not gonna be.
No,
rebuilding this like that.
it's very hard to do that.
And I don't know if there's any other. Alvin, do we have any other pictures of other parts of this building, first floor of the building? Not just the ones, but any other store or anything nearby to the right or the left?
I'll go to Google Street View and see what I can find.
If you can, that'd be good. I just wanna see, if this seems okay to me.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that sticks out to me is this line. Because it looks like it, I think it looked better about it.
Yeah, I agree too. But I think this is just to give like a general idea. Of
Right, we have. Problem is, we have to have the.
That's our whole thing.
Yeah, well, in general.
Yeah, so I think that's
That you would rather keep it whole.
Yeah, yeah, the whole thing, yeah.
I like
And the
the
signs, I, you know, that, I think that would be too big, but
Yeah,
like.
Alvin's gonna come up with another picture. I'm gonna take the signals.
Oh, that's the building. So you're gonna be over here?
no, that's the one, that,
Oh, right
with the
here?
deputy, yeah, that's the one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Huh.
It'll be beautiful. Is that the way it looks right now?
No, that was before, I think the one you have over there, that's going to with a lot more on the.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's-
I would say so the way it is,
Yeah, it would match.
yes.
And do you recollection of any of these storefronts to the left? What do they look like?
They still look like that. I don't know.
I believe so, yeah. They're bad.
All right, well, we want yours to look good.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Any commissioners have questions for the petition? I'm gonna open this up to public commentary. This is an application for certificate of appropriateness at 111 Chestnut Street to replace the windows and doors and to install a new sign. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak for or against this application? Seeing none, I'll close the public commentary. Entertain a motion to accept the application for a certificate of appropriateness at 111 Chestnut Street to replace the windows and the doors and the new sign. With the sign, you know, the sign still has to fit the
City.
city.
Yeah.
There's a sign.
Understand.
The sign, yeah.
Or the building department.
Yes.
No.
Permit, if you say no. So this is the first step. Then you need to get a sign from the building department.
Yes, first, I know, we work with the economic development, then we will decide who we're gonna go. Then they will definitely have to
Yeah.
upload all the permits and make sure that all the city required everything. Because they have.
Yeah,
like,
you know, we do.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel if we say the sign, we think the
Oh,
sign.
no,
sign looks good, doesn't mean that
No,
it still has
yeah,
to
you're
fit the city guidelines properly. But that's the motion.
And you wanna add no horizontal frame.
Window design to be.
Windows,
No horizontal.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll
we'll
back to
keep that in mind.
entertain this motion. Of appropriateness at 111 Chestnut Street to replace the windows with
No horizontal.
Vertical frames.
vertical frames and no horizontal. I don't know what to call it.
Frames.
Frame, okay. And the doors and the new sign. Yeah, and it's clear glass.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's not mirror glass.
What terminology should I use here? For the sign,
What they say, like flat aluminum.
the guidelines.
What is the guidelines of the,
Yeah, let's get a permit from the building department.
Permit from the one,
Approved.
according to the city
Permit
requirements.
from the building department. There you go, we got that. Okay. So moved.
second,
Is there a second on that? Any discussion on that? Yeah, we get rid of that. Watch it. Let's start. Commissioner Nardi.
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
yes,
You're welcome. Cole.
Yeah.
Commissioner Billy Watson. Okay.
Thank you very much.
If something happens that you can't do it that way or something.
No, I don't think that would be a problem because this hasn't started and we, so I mean, when we go to the one, we'll definitely let them know that this is how the city wants.
But if it changes.
Then we will let you know.
No, we will not, we will keep it the way. it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Okay, 123 Chestnut Street. I did two. Speak right up so they can hear that.
My name is I'm my home address, 267 Jeffrey Lane, West Springfield.
My name is Ishan Ali. My home address 73 East School Street, West Springfield.
Okay, this is application for certificate of appropriateness at 123 Chestnut Street, Springfield. Finish and install new storefront with 1-inch clearance on the glass, 2 by 4 by 1/2 inch bronze exhibitized.
Same car.
Frame, front door will be 36 by 4 glass door, okay. Same building.
Yeah. They want to.
It's getting up that then. It's clear, they put them back. Furnish and install a new store might be above regulation, 2 by 4.5 lines, and it's going to be. When it's clear, it's a glass. You flip that for us, at least at one of them, that one. Yeah.
Alvin, can you flip that picture? Please. Thank you.
Thanks. See, now this has some of the original, see, now I see what. It's not on that side, it's not gonna be the
But
same.
it's different.
Right. So it has the same down the other end. It's a mishmash already.
Right.
That we can't kind of. I don't think we can.
Go back to the existing one, is that looks like a rendition,
Which one?
what we're looking at.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what it is now, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
So it's.
Well, what's the neighbor next? You know.
They have a never picture.
That window does have.
I might have to here, I just. A little spoiled getting everything on the screen. Okay, so this is a. Yeah, this is the whole thing's a rendition. That's how good they can make those. I think those windows next to you are kind of awful.
Tell me what's on this page.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. Anything else you'd like to add? It's it's very straightforward. The commissioner, any other questions? You're good? Right, let me open this one up to public commentary as well, and hopefully we'll be the same way as you. This is an application for appropriate 123 Chestnut Street to furnish and install a new storefront with 1 inch cleared so glass, 2 by 4, and then bronze and as broken. The frame front door will be 36 by 4 glass go up. What color? So we brown.
Yeah. Same, they're gonna make the top.
Okay, is there anyone here like to speak for or against?
This is what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, seeing none, I'll close the public commentary and entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness at 122 Chestnut Street to furnish and install a new storefront with 1 inch clear instead of glass to make 1 inch bronze and broken. The frame front door will be 26 by 4 glass.
Second.
Any discussion on that motion? Okay. Okay, Commissioner Judith Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh, yes, Commissioner Alnary. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we have 91 Central Street to draw their application. So we will move to 141. Yes. Yeah, 141 Forest Park Ave. Anyone here for 141 Forest Park Ave? Yeah.
I'm sorry, 150, I have 151. Yeah,
141?
that'll be me, 150 is like, I think it's, maybe I have 141, but I'm here to represent the.
Yeah, you're, let's see, you could give, come on, come on.
You guys doing?
Okay, name and address for the record,
So it's Astani.
not your name,
Oh, my name is Steve Brzezinski.
and you're at.
Oh, my, 141 Chiswick Road, apartment 2 in Brighton, Mass.
Okay, there's a letter here from Ostani Isaac,
Yes,
authorizing Team Sunshine Construction and Stefan
that's me.
Brzezinski
That would be me.
to act. So, okay, so you have, this is an application for a certificate of appropriateness, 141 Forest Park Avenue for rooftop mounted solar photovoltaic system installation.
Yes, sir.
12 panels. Panels will be installed in a way appropriate in accordance with the guide.
Yeah, I've never been to one of these, so
That's why
they sent me like last moment, so I,
so we're friendly.
I hope so.
Just explain, tell us what's going on.
Sure. I own one of the best companies in New England. We're a 5-star company, the only one in all of New England. So we're gonna do a small system on, I guess, my client's house in Springfield. I believe it's in a historical district. Her neighbor actually has, next door neighbor has solar. So I'm assuming it shouldn't be a big issue.
Well, we have solar guidelines. I don't know if you looked them up.
Absolutely. I personally did, but I have a lot of employees that did.
Minimal visibility is what we're after.
I believe her roof is on the high side, so I'm assuming that it's gonna be, the problem is like her house, it can be seen. Solar is based on, its cost to value, right? So you want to get it as much south as possible,
Right.
east, west. So the problem is with her house, the other side would be more north, I believe. But I think off the street, you won't see much of the solar system because it's very small. Like you can see on the CAD there, straight down is south, right? So right now, like if you look at the picture,
Mhm.
so her house basically, if you draw an arrow from top to bottom, it's straight south. So right now it's as south as possible, but with the height of her roof, I would say it's minimal visibility. I think her next door neighbor actually,
Yeah, you can see it.
yeah, you can see it on next door neighbor has it on the same side. And it should at least, I haven't been to the next place.
No,
Yeah, so these are, just so you know, these are black on black panels. They're, I believe they're silfab on this particular one. They're very like, as technology is, these are the best looking panels you could possibly get, I guess. But,
Is this a slate roof or an asphalt shingle?
no, this is a shingle. So I'm assuming, I mean, like with shingle roofs, like usually slates for lifetime, shingles are 25 years plus, so she would have to, shingles are removable, and I'm assuming those are not the same color as it originally was, like on the shingles, and you can see on these panels with microinverters.
When we say minimum visibility, it isn't necessarily where the panels.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's the conduits and the other electronic switching and things.
So,
We want all that out of sight.
so I'll tell you a little bit about these panels so you guys can understand. This has microinverters on every panel. So essentially, most solar systems in Massachusetts, they have something called a string inverter. So every panel is going to be connected together with a wire, and then run a conduit down the side of the house and into an inverter and into the electrical box. We try to minimize as much as possible the wiring and the conduit on the roof. A, it's ugly, and B, it's just more pipe essentially. So what we do is we run it through, usually if it's possible, we engineer it so it's through the inside in the attic, and we run the pipe, and then it goes outside on the side of the house and goes straight down in the inverter and the box. And again, it all depends on the structure, and I'm assuming, obviously it's a historical house, it's older, so we probably would be running it through the inside, through the attic. And so as much of it, in terms of wire, there is no wire, only what runs through the conduit, because the panels are independent of each other, essentially. They're a microinverter. Each panel will have its own inverter underneath
So,
and the rail.
so the switching mechanism and so forth will be on that left side.
I believe I don't have my glasses, but basically,
It says junction box.
it just goes, junction box is a little box, it's this big, it's next to it's basically two.
What am I?
Main service panel.
Yeah, it makes
Right
sense.
front.
just right next
Oh,
to it.
main service.
So you can imagine like a solar panel, and that's just really a tiny portion of it. It needs to be, it's part of electronics that just needs to be on the roof because it has to be easily accessible.
But this is showing disconnect and everything on the front of the house on the bottom.
The electrical, it goes right next to the meters on the side of your house. So essentially the utility company has the meters there and it just goes right.
Is the utility company, the meter already there, or is that gonna be changed?
So one of the utility meters is there. Well, all you get with solar is a second meter, just like the one you have right now. There's gonna be one that's original one and right next to it, a small one that spins backwards essentially. So either digital or
But that big tree is covered.
Yeah.
So the meters irregardless of the tree will stay. It's not, it's not.
No, we want.
That's actually a good thing,
That's a
because
good thing.
we can't see the shut off.
Yeah, you won't be able to see it from the street. It's
Right, if you see, we would normally never approve something on the front of the house.
yeah.
Exactly.
The
And we
issue,
still may not, we still may, after discussing it, might suggest it be right around the corner.
the issue with that, and I'll tell you, look, I'm a big proponent of, like, I live in Brookline first, so right, and I have a place in Brighton. A lot of historical houses in Newton also. The issue is the utility company has to be, the meters on the utility company in general have to be visible, right? Because there's sometimes when they drive by, they read the meters, right? So ultimately, the last part of solar is the utility company's meter, right? So we put the box in, but they come out and put the actual meter, the piece of glass in. So they would have to, it's standard in the state of Massachusetts to have them right next to each other. And it's not, I mean, honestly, like off the street, it's not really something you can, no, it's just really meter and next meter. Next to it.
I don't think you quite got what.
No, I understand what you mean.
Because you're just saying everything that is not minimally visible. So you want to put everything right there on the front of the house.
I mean,
Every other company's ever sat there, made other arrangements or nearby arrangements, changed to the right or to the left and make something and conduit coming down the side of the house. Where nothing here really tells us, this kind of tells us where it's gonna be, but it doesn't say, like I said, is the conduit coming down the roof.
right. It could be through, again, it could be, there isn't yellow.
Here's the problem, yeah, could be. If we approve this, it has to be the way it is on the paper. It has to say, it's gonna be inside, and then if it can't be, if that's okay, we know that happens, but you gotta come back and say, due to X, Y, Z, we can't do this, we have to do it differently. But your default is to throw everything on the front of the house, and our default is to never throw it.
Understood. And again, I'm gonna, like, I follow laws in Massachusetts, and so I will tell you, I will run the conduit through the inside. And again, I want to do this for this lady, right? So she's obviously, her bills are super high. So in terms of, the front of the house, unfortunately, the meters, for them to move it, that is a question to the utility company, right? Because it's not my equipment, it's theirs. So they have it.
I'm not talking about their.
No, so
We're just talking.
I'm talking about all what you.
the shut off,
You would have to install,
that you
the meter's the meter, it's under Eversource, but where the shut off goes, you have some control. You have some control.
somewhat,
You
yeah,
have some control,
I'll control it
right?
a little bit.
That's what we're talking about. We're just talking about what you have control.
You know,
You'd be surprised how many, for some of the companies that know us plan it ahead of time. And then
yeah, no, and again, listen, I apologize. What happened was one of the people got COVID that was supposed to come here today, and I flew out. That's why I was late, because I flew from the office, and the lady obviously is not here because she's she was away. So I'm just covering, and
so
all the way from Hudson today.
That's a high.
It's a little bit.
So.
And again, if you guys have an issue with something, we can re-engineer it and see what we can do in terms of.
Well, and sometimes we understand that you can't, but we have to explore potential, the possibility of minimal visibility. And part of that is not the panels, they're gonna be visible to somebody from somewhere, no matter what. But we see houses where the conduit just runs along the house, or runs down the middle of the roof. And it looks awful.
It's a bit, listen, this is a bit different system. Like, look, we build high-end systems. So a little bit of the conduit, like, again, I can only do what's there. Most of it will be tucked away. These are micros, so
Right.
a little bit different type of system.
Right, but that,
So the only conduit you,
Don't put.
that, I know, I'm gonna not touch this. That one right there.
Yeah.
That's, is that gonna be laying on the roof?
we can technically run it by the side, and again, it's what the inspector wants, right?
So this is what we would look at for using these pages. So again, if you're looking at the front of the house.
Yeah.
From the street, whether you're on the side or that side, this is the front of the house, right? So the question is, when the panels are up here, how does the conduit come down? Is it gonna come down the
So
front of the house?
on that picture, it's in the front, but if you guys don't want it on the front, I can have them run conduit on top, like right on the ridge, so it's like over the top essentially, and then come down here and go across, right? But inspectors sometimes are finicky, but we can try to explain to them that, hey, it's historical house. And, yeah, we can run it, and the issue is like, if you poke a hole straight where it is, it's a like, leak, you could.
It's a hole.
Yeah, it's a hole. So I want to minimize, obviously, she's a homeowner, I want to kind of do the best, and I understand also the historical value of the home, so I want to make it as aesthetically as pleasing as possible, so that, and I will do whatever you need me to do, as long as it's follows the laws of the state of Massachusetts. I would go like the ridge.
Conduit can come up to the other side of the ridge.
Yeah, and then go across,
Beyond the ridge and then
down, and then across.
Can all your equipment be on this side, even though the meter's in the front?
That is a question of, there's sort of like, utility company has, no, me neither, but that's why I do solar. So I want to get it as close, tuck it in as possible for you, but again, there's just very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not.
Can Alvin,
I can,
since the building next door.
I can have a
solar,
review,
see if
it's a matter of
maybe
counting,
take
so
care
it's
of
whatever the
the
inspector
building
wants.
to the right of us.
Hey, Alvin, can
So
you
we
Google
can-
Maps?
I
That
can do
one,
whatever you want me to,
building
it's
next
just a
door.
matter of what they allow,
This is what I'm suggesting.
Maybe we can see what
On the side of the
the
house.
next door.
The conduit goes
Existing house.
You can show him that behind the ridge. And then down, straight down, and then into your passage here. We're not-
I'm gonna re-engineer it, usually, like, I'm not. Yeah, you guys, how many times, you guys? Oh, yeah, we can do that.
But he suggested that he can re-engineer to do this. Conduit be over in the back of this roof, over and come down.
Yeah, on the top.
Put his
So
passage
this
down
is the
side.
house.
Or over the back, maybe, if you want it over the back, it's probably a better option, because then you can't see it.
Is this her house?
That's the one next
Yeah,
door.
that's the one.
This is the one next door?
Yeah, so that one has solar and the meters the same way, so essentially it should be,
Well, that's her house right there, the middle one.
the middle.
The one next door already
So
has.
it's right to the left.
It's
The meters are always on, like, on the street, like 99% of the time, they're on the same, because they read, the utility reads them.
Right, so we.
Alvin,
what-
can you
We can
see if
do
we
a
can
street
get
view.
any conduit on the other one? I don't know if that system's on that next door neighbor's house yet.
I don't think it is, I'm looking at it.
I don't see.
All right, if you can turn that corner right here, we're gonna know. Okay, so it's not on there.
It's not just on satellite, yet. Maybe on my phone, let me look.
That's just an older picture. that's
Yeah,
all.
there might be, sometimes Google Maps has a new one updated, let me just do it.
I mean, this electrical meter looks like it's been there for a long time. It's painted the same color as the house.
Yeah, usually
The
they.
condo, we asked that it be paintable,
do that.
painted to the same color. as the house. And sometimes people give us pretty good renderings of what actual
What
equipment is gonna be here.
I could do that. I mean, on micros, it's just a combiner box. Yeah, so the meter's right there. So you can have another little meter just like that. Preferably, I'd like to do it on the right side, so it's in the.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
wanting to
so
say
it just has to stay, a utility company has like spaces so they can reject it, but we have to, again, that's a conversation with them from us. But usually it's somewhere there, and then right next to it, maybe I could tuck in a combiner, it's basically a micro combiner box that goes on the side of the house, like on that other side. So I'll see if that's a possibility. If it is, I could tuck that in. Meter, I'm not sure, but combiner box, I could definitely do it.
I mean, she's got a lot of vegetation there that makes it visually visible, but somebody can cut that down and you can.
Yeah, and make it visible.
And if any conduit can be colored to the color of the house, we
I'm assuming that the next house over, if you look on the one that has solar already,
Oh, the other way, out.
another way, yeah, I'm assuming that they have the box right behind that bush also, like, you know.
Well, I think we did,
You looked, it's not showing up.
I forget where we did. Yeah,
It was the other
it's
side.
further back, further back,
I think-
it's further like behind that.
Behind that, yeah, I think they have they must have the meters there too. Unless if our address falls on the other sides, you know, like the other street,
Okay, so if you,
I can engineer for you. it's
there's
no
something
problem.
I'd just love to see, I'd love to see a rendering of, or at least the size of the equipment that's. Cause I know it's getting smaller, because when my son's got these
Yeah, they're big,
very
yeah.
big boxes, this is only 5 years old. And he's got his meter, and then these big boxes.
Yeah, he's
So,
that's a strength.
That's what we don't want right in the front of the house, is these big boxes.
Yeah, so he has, if it's big, it's usually a string inverter, so it needs a big inverter to put like all the power through and invert to AC.
Right.
So she has micros, so he has
So
like,
it's smaller, okay.
there's no really inverter, it's
So,
just all underneath the
You know,
panels.
it's things, if it's something that can be colored the same as the house. In some
Yeah,
manner.
I
I know something you can't paint.
I could paint the conduit, I just can't paint the meter, that's.
Right,
That's fine, but when you paint the conduit, that makes it minimally visible.
Anything that's.
I get it as close to that color.
That's, no, but that's, just so you're speaking our like
Yeah.
that, that's how we try and make it minimally visible.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And that way they can get solar and get
I'm gonna
something.
get it as pretty, I'm gonna try to see if I can actually run the conduit even underneath. See if I can make a minimal hole in the side of the house and
Yeah.
kind of run it inside so that it
Yeah,
doesn't
we've seen
show.
that, people do that too.
But the combiner box is,
If not, this is public, yes. It is, if we can continue without hearing. Right. Commentary. Yeah, next meeting, we can hear.
yeah, we can,
We still have to hear it, then continue. That's what we don't, like, no, that's. If we're not stopping, it goes to the next one, and then we hear any commentary. If they're- Unless they're here for this one. So, you know, I can do both, because Alvin has advised me more than once is to do both.
Whatever you want, but.
You advise maybe to do both, is a good idea?
Good advice.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put this in public commentary now, even though we're gonna continue, so this is. I lost my first piece of paper and mixed them up. There it is. This is an application for certificate of appropriateness to install the solar photovoltaic system at 141 Forest Park Avenue. Is anyone here would like to speak for or against this application? Seeing none, I may have to reopen it at something different next meeting, but for now, we'll close the public commentary. I entertain a motion to continue to the November 16th meeting.
So, second.
Okay, so we have a discussion on the motion.
so I'm clear, because I gotta tell my guys. 16th here at the same
Yeah.
time, right?
Same time, 5:30.
And I'll tuck it in for you, I'll try to get it so that
Yeah,
it's
that's
as
fine.
pretty as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you guys
Okay,
for taking
let me
the time, I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming out from Hudson.
I know.
Let me just call.
It's work.
Yes, it's work. We call the vote on this.
Thank you so much.
Commissioner Walter Kroll.
Yeah.
Commissioner Walsh, yes. Commissioner Almaty. Yes. Commissioner Booth. Continue. No.
Sorry.
No, this is whether you think it's good or bad. Okay, 97 Bellevue Avenue. It's an application for a certificate of appropriateness, 97 Bellevue Avenue, window replacement, the windows are brought in the program.
Morning, Senator Summit, 97 Bellevue Ave.
Okay.
And the baby.
And Jason Smith, 97.
Okay, now. My understanding here is that. You've already done the work.
Yeah, so, we apologize to the commission and all the members. We have other properties that are not part of the historic community and, it was a oversight. And when it was caught, the work was stopped immediately and we tried to follow appropriate channels thereafter.
Okay,
So what triggered the urgency and the well, it's a fix versus a renovation. It was completely rotted and molding, causing leakage in the attic down into the bedroom below. And we have other children that, you know, we wondering why they get imposed, and we discovered that the contractor said it was the whole site had to almost been ripped out. Luckily, it really did. My only instructions to him were match the other side.
okay,
So he told me that the framing that was like the oval shape was irreparable. It was completely rotted. The previous owners had it bolted in, so you couldn't even like do anything. It was rotted with the framing. So as soon as you touch it, he told me it basically crumbled and the glass fell out. So he discarded.
so he thought that he could not get a window shaped that way?
What he said was because the other side was already rectangular.
Yeah.
And the fact that the framing around it was rotted as well. He said,
The framing is not that important because any good carpenter can make the framing.
Right.
Either window.
Right, so
But so-
basically, he just said might as well match the other side, since I don't know if the other side was renovated before or
Yeah.
what, but
So how long have you owned the house?
we bought it in 2022, so
Okay,
a little over a year.
okay, so now I'm getting a little. So this window here, is that still there?
That's the one that,
That he took out,
yeah,
not the one next to the chimney?
no.
What am I seeing? Like this one here?
So I just sent up pictures of that. Oh, I just sent that because that's like 2 houses down. So I was like,
115 Bellevue.
I thought it was the other side of your
oh,
house.
no, the other side of my house is there as well.
Yeah, but
Showing 2 rectangular ones on each side of the chimney. Yeah, no, that's the one
this
that
was a
was,
local,
Oh, this one.
that's my. Let me see.
and they got building permits to do this?
Yes, this one is mine, showing the rectangular ones on each side. And then that's the side where the oval was that.
He changed.
That he changed.
Well, I'm very sorry he did that. But. This a local carpenter pulled permit to do the work?
He's a licensed carpenter. I don't know why he did. I just hired him, paid him. And I told him to get the same windows that were on the opposite side of the house. And he bought them, charged me. I think the total work cost was 3,000, going at 4,000.
Yeah. I'm sure with it, it would be, all right. It's tough when someone comes in under this circumstance, because you took out one of the most, a very visible historical feature of your house. You got rid of it.
I really like the historical stuff because my wife, before we bought the house, we were looking at new houses and she was adamant that she wants a historic looking house because she likes the aesthetics and.
380 Ponder, was that a big work?
Yeah.
So I had the other question here, if I could find people mixed up. So
Oh, functionality was another reason.
so these windows
Yeah, I'm
were
sure.
already that way?
Yeah,
They were already done, and this is the only one you changed?
yes.
No. Okay,
And then another thing too was functionality.
yeah,
So he basically convinced me not to, he said
Okay.
right, because he said functionally, say if we wanted to put in a window AC or something,
yeah.
it won't be able to work with that. So
No, that's correct, but that's not the purpose is to maintain this feature.
right. Yeah, because we try our best to maintain as much as possible.
Well, I sometimes tend to, when people buy houses, they're always, they're not always full. They should be, it's a controllable item that an owner is supposed to just tell you, and if they had an agent, the agent should know, it's still the owner's obligation, but a good agent's gonna know you're in a historic district and you repair any thing repairs to the outside, do whatever you want to the inside. Anything visible from a public way is supposed to come here. And I would have tried to talk you out of doing that quite strongly, but you did. And I kind of sometimes give a little bit of the blame on the contractors, because when the contractor pulled the permit
Yep.
in the city, they were supposed to tell him that he had to come to. That's why I'm not sure if it was a permit pulled. If the permit wasn't pulled, then you have a whole other issue. And now we're here stuck with, do we vote so that you have to restore it to the way it was, or are you allowed to keep what's there?
Did he give you a written quote? I know you haven't had
Initially,
checks, but did he give you like a written quote with a scope of it?
initially, I think he did, but I couldn't. I tried to pound to get it, and couldn't track it down. But he did, put the stuff with Ollie and it's not that he didn't need the purpose and
I mean, that's going awful.
yeah, I was just looking at other, after we got.
They replace one with a big square window and leave the.
Right, so after we got the notice and stuff and we looked into it and realized we did something we shouldn't have, I started to look around and I was like.
Sort of the aha moment.
Yeah.
Like, looking around and saying, oh, look at that. Wow, like, look at that.
So I was like,
I bet I wonder if my house look like that.
right,
And you'll find many cases where people did not come in front of them, they're supposed to, but I compare that to somebody who's speeding on the highway.
makes sense.
Because if the cops pull you over.
And then someone speeds, but
It doesn't,
yeah.
they got away with it, it doesn't mean you can speed.
You're right.
And so I kind of compare it to that, but we also try to work with people who think, have it done in a certain way.
And
I
also
don't,
with the dimensions. After, I did this without even knowing, I told them I want the same dimensions width and height.
Yeah.
I did that without even knowing that I wasn't supposed to, change the aesthetics of the house.
yeah,
So he did keep the same width, same height, it's just the curve,
you got rid of the uniqueness. Okay, any commissioners have questions? Okay, anything else you'd like to add? No,
just the.
the baby doesn't mind, right?
Yeah, he was making noise over there.
Babies are always
It's one of
welcome.
those great.
Yeah, he's listening to me, that's what, my grandchildren, I put my grandchildren to sleep that same way. But, anyway, I gotta open this up for public comment there, and I'm gonna do that right now. I'd like to open this up, this application for certificate of appropriateness of 97 Bellevue Avenue to replace the window. As we just discussed, is anyone here like to speak for or against this application? Yeah, or either bat 1,000 or 0, whichever way you look at it, and I'll close the public commentary. We can't, even if we wanted to approve this the way it is, we can't approve it under
I
appropriate.
was gonna say, that was my question, is it's not.
Because it's not appropriate, it never will be.
Hardship
Well, what's the hardship?
that they needed, the windows were rotted and they replaced them.
That was another thing I was struggling with, under which category.
Yeah. That's a comment.
It's not on here. We're just trying to correct it for procedure.
Because, I mean, part of me would love to have you at some time restore that window, but it's not reasonable that we think you do it now, you must spend all kinds of money to have this done. So if we prove it under hardship, then at some point, if you want to replace that window, or you even thought of maybe restoring everything, but we could approve that.
Gotcha.
If I approved it under appropriateness, it means anybody with that window can then replace their window with the same thing. You can't do that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Option that would be mold and that stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like, it sounds like one of the problems you have was adversely affecting the structure of the house.
Yes, and the dwellings.
It won't besides that. Yeah. And,
The water dripping.
but I mean, that could have been repaired with.
Yeah, I was going to rip up some of the flooring as well
Yeah,
from the attic.
so these are hard ones because I got the work done. It doesn't look bad. It's just not historic.
And it's not,
appropriate.
it's not done, because he still has, some of the original siding to kind of finish it, and then it needs the paint, so it's still gonna look better.
And when it's painted and everything.
Right. And then it'll match the other side of the house as well.
Back to that. Okay, fair enough. I just want to see. Is he gonna be, so he's gonna do the same white frame?
Yes,
that-
exactly like the other side. Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so I can't, well, I can't. I could not vote through this under equilibriums. I think that our best bet is to approve it under hardship. The hardship is the structural damage and the windows, that window is not repairable, and that there might be problematic for the people around it. But
In terms of 3,000, yeah. Because he did, he actually, a lot of it, cleaning out the flooring.
they just really
He did well with that.
Yeah, what stuff do we get?
Each people and 34 and round windows. Home Depot. I don't know that I use that.
I think I paid more for those two windows, yeah.
So,
We're at 3,400 for the full check out there.
all right, any other questions, anybody? All right, I'm gonna ask that we change this to hardship. And I'm gonna not like, okay, but
You just have to initial it,
Yeah.
it's just.
like, check
Check, right?
hardship and everything.
Excuse me, check that and then finish it next to it.
Initial.
Okay. I entertain a motion to accept this application, for certificate of hardship at 97 Bellevue Avenue. For the window replacement that's already been completed. And part of the understanding that this motion that we go to replace that window again. Or any other window, we're going to request historically appropriate window. In the reason, sometimes we just voted these down now, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna go for it. I don't know if anybody else is, remember, you need all four of us to vote for it, yeah. It's because the other side of your house is already done.
Right.
And that was before you owned the house. I still would have loved this one to stay there. And then, but that given it won't look out of place in the house after. And I think, moving forward, they'll keep talking to us when we're gonna do something.
Oh, yeah, I'm not making a mistake.
It's, we try to work about it. People get in this position, in their position, more often than they want. Because contractors who don't pull permits or don't do something, and the consumer is not the one who's supposed to know this. Contractors are supposed to know, real estate agents are supposed to know, the homeowner is selling you the house, you're supposed to know.
Right.
So,
So real quick, the inspector that came out, to
Yeah.
give the stop, work order.
yeah,
I think my wife mentioned the front screen door, not the door itself, but the screen door with the louvers. To mention that it might need a replacement, even on that
Yeah.
conversation.
so
So he said to just mention it at this hearing.
he caught me on this earlier, but if it's not
Not
here in
here?
this application,
Okay.
it has to be separate.
Okay,
Either a storm door or a main door or.
the storm door.
Yeah, storm door.
I think what he's basically saying is, before you replace that storm door, make sure that you come back here.
Yeah,
and do
just
something
because
with it.
not some.
Can't add it to that.
No, we can't add it.
It's not here.
The reason for that is we're a public hearing all the time. So you have to give your neighbors and the public 14 days notice. So they can come, and I always ask if somebody wants to speak for or against, that gives them an opportunity to do so. But we can't hear it today, and it has to be given, we have to have that. So, anyway,
Vinny, if I can interject,
yes, please.
storm doors and storm windows are not controlled.
Right. Well, the only reason I didn't want to make it so clear cut as that, Alvin, is because I've seen, some of the wood doors that are. I've seen a few that are built. That looks more like they're, not a, what we call traditional storm door, so. But in general, doors are not covered in wood your house.
Oh, okay.
That's Alvin, who's normally sitting right here, he's not feeling good, so he's sitting on the other side of that screen.
That well soon, Alvin?
Yes. Anyway, that
was the motion.
that was the motion. Did we get the motion?
So moved.
Right,
Second.
motion of hardship to
Yeah.
replace it. All right, okay, let me call the vote on that. Let me start with it. Commissioner Lawson, yeah. Commissioner Nardi,
I will vote yes, only for the record, that it's a bedroom window, it needs to be an egress window. You can't get somebody out in the fire.
another hardship. Commissioner Kroll, Judith Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Kroll.
And yes, with the same caveat, additionally, that there is a safety related issue.
Okay, so this has been approved, that hardship be legal, I can finish it off. So we look good. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
The baby was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Have I left anything out here? Ed Berkeley.
Environmental review.
Application review of projects location within the district, Ed Berkeley, according to section 106.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. My name is Suzanne LaRock. I'm with Revitalize CDC. I am here on behalf of the homeowner Eugene Bryce. He is not able to make it. He is confined to a wheelchair and does not have transportation. I have also brought Bill Butler here with me to explain the windows, since I am not a window expert.
Okay, well, they're figuring you guys have the right necessary information to complete this, and I do have the note giving permission
Yeah,
here as well.
okay.
So this is, okay, just tell them what to do. How about that?
So we, this is a veteran who we have federal funds through HUD to do critical home repairs. So this veteran has asked for window replacements, and we would like to replace some, if not all, the windows, with the exception of the basement windows. We will not be doing those, depending on budget. So we have a list of the windows with the specific measurements that Bill went out and measured. And the type of window that we're going to be putting in is a wind-core window. And I know we came here a couple of weeks ago and you had asked for more information. That's why Bill is here, to answer any questions that you might have about them.
So I can answer questions on what's at the house now. This is not my window.
Okay.
HUD started. They stopped.
Revitalize, yeah.
Or Revitalize stopped buying windows from me and started buying them from ABC. So I did measure the job. I sent them the measurements. I looked at it. What I looked at quickly when Suzanne called me this afternoon to, to come down here and help. It's very equivalent to my 5100, which is like identical to the Harvey Slimline. All right, so that's what I got from a little quick research that I did this afternoon. For what it is, I have pictures of the house. There's no grids in any of the existing windows. They're white windows, they're not black, right?
Are they existing wood or are they already replacement?
There's a combination of them throughout the house. There's even two of them that somebody put in some new construction windows and like totally.
Yeah. Well,
I was gonna say that. And when we do, I still am gonna install those windows. It's just not my window, so I'm not super familiar with the product. I can, if we have to come back with some cut sheets or something, I can do that. Or a sample. They gave Suzanne a sample, but it's not the same, it's not the right window, right? So the salesman just said, yeah, here's a sample. So, I do apologize for not being more, on top of any of that.
Whatever you know is gonna be helpful.
Okay, so I mean, here's if you wanna look, I mean, there's a picture of what's there. You can scroll around.
Currently there, right? Yeah, some of them are aluminum, right? Some of them.
I mean, these seem like the original old window.
Yeah, they are. The original
here.
There's 80% of them are the original old ones with the weight pockets. Couple of them have been redone.
Before it looks like it's replaced ones already.
Yep.
This one looks replaced. Yeah, it's a mishmash.
Yeah, yep. And the replacements aren't all done the same way.
Right, and part of what we're looking for, slimline, as you know, the slimline.
Yeah.
And how it sits down on the sill.
Yeah,
Instead of having
a small frame.
You want that,
Right, and that's what.
You want a minimum of exposed
I
frame.
don't have that already.
But these are more specific. Yeah, these are the
Exactly.
specific measurements.
Yeah, I took those measurements for what's.
That's not.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, you need a cut sheet for the window with like frame thickness and stuff like that.
How quickly are you planning, trying to get going on it?
Well, we'd like to order them as soon as possible because there's always a lead time.
Yeah.
And
Long
try
as
to,
it's one of the years.
yeah, and try to get them installed in January. We're supposed to be finishing up this grant by mid-February. And
I wasn't thinking of anything longer than our
Yeah.
next meeting.
yeah.
See, this isn't bad. It seems a little fat on the sides and the top. But the spot,
That's not the window.
Yeah, that's not the.
Which one is it? I need everybody around me to straighten me out.
It's, it's the end of a very long day.
What did that
Yeah,
window
can you see
spec?
that? Yeah. Yeah, because I think that's what they had sent me originally.
This is the win.
5400, but
The
even that,
5400.
That's the 5400.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but that's the new construction. This is a replacement, and that has the applied trim in the sill. I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what I looked on online.
the silk part
But-
looks reasonable down there. What I was saying was, look, the fat was up there, but if that's the trim already, then.
That's a headpiece, which we wouldn't be ordering it with that because we'd be putting it in the existing trim. It's
Right.
gonna be what I call a sleeve installation opposed to a flange
Yeah.
installation with it leaving all the existing, as much existing as possible.
I mean, that's along the right out here, what I'm looking for. And then the color, what is the color?
It's white.
White vinyl.
What color are you putting into it?
White.
White.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my calendar.
The reason I'm asking is because the historic color of those is the middle house.
Okay.
And,
Is it one square?
You can see.
It is,
Yes. Yes, okay. Because I can make a case
okay.
through my.
And you know, some line. Right down on the sill, I know you got that part down. Why don't we continue? To the next meeting, and just see if you can get a little more, we need more specific on the window anyway, no matter who's you're using.
Okay.
We need at least a decent diagram so we can see how it's gonna sit on the window sill.
Okay.
And
do you want it to be black?
dark
color.
It's
If that's preferred, then I just want to know going forward that that's what you would prefer.
just
I mean, because that's not how it looks now.
no, right, but the bright glossy.
That's what it used to look like.
Right.
Good.
right?
This doesn't fit I mean, we've gone with
Sure.
bronze a few times and a couple.
Copper.
Copper, and a tan here.
Well, I can do a black window, I can do a solid black window, I can do black sashes with white frame, which looks really sharp, because now you just have that small black line like you see there, and the rest is black.
Right, but that's black and white frame. There. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, like the actual, the sleeve itself, I can do just the sashes with the black and that frame white, so that white frame disappears into the original white trim, and then the black sash pops and gives it that real traditional look.
Yeah.
For a real minimal impact.
No, I don't know that I've ever seen that one like that, but I'd love to. I mean, it just in general.
I did it on a job in Southwick.
That's pretty much it would. So
it would look like the picture, because now if you do black frame, on the sleeve, you got that little, you know what I mean? Now you got that 3 inches that you're trying to avoid.
Oh, it's a slim one, it's less than 3, but you're right.
Well, if you add the frame plus the sash.
Yeah.
Right, you're getting up to that. That's where I
Well,
will.
that would be interesting. Even if just a picture of that, it would bring us a picture of that. We can continue this. This is, and if that's okay with you guys, I'll ask for a motion to continue for the meeting for the 16th to get a little better detail. And second.
Okay.
All right, thank you guys. You
Thank
guys
you.
have a wonderful evening.
You brought valuable information for us.
Bye.
Let me call the vote on this continuation here. On 10 Berkeley.
All right.
Okay, let me go with the Commissioner Walter.
Yes.
Commissioner Judith.
Yes.
Commissioner Allen. Yes. Commissioner Long. Yes. Continue. Okay. If anybody publicly wants to speak to us today?
Yeah, I would like to.
Sure, come on up.
And I'm here.
Which one are you?
494 Belmont Ave.
Alvin?
Did I skip one? No.
No, Alvin, Belmont
I
Avenue.
almost asked like a half an hour. But some people come and just watch. They do.
Yeah, let me explain 494 Belmont Avenue. So that was on the previous agenda. And because demo delays have 30 days, this one actually timed out. So therefore, it's approved by default.
There you go.
Oh, you're approved.
Approved by default.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't know that.
We didn't know you were here for some.
Yeah, no,
What are you tearing down?
yeah.
What are you tearing down?
Want a picture?
Yeah.
On the agenda.
Okay. No, we can't do it. It's already.
Hey,
I didn't know
you taught me this. You taught me this. It's not on the agenda.
4 corners of the.
So the old
Right.
Hayfie funeral home,
Oh, yeah.
just to give you a rough idea, is this big. This is the so-called historic house.
Right.
It was
Remember that
really
house.
surrounded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're approved for that.
Yeah, so sorry about
Like,
that.
so, basically surrounded.
Yeah.
There's hardly anything left of the house.
Yeah.
So,
Well.
Approved.
Right.
Take care.
Have a good night. Good night.
I'm gonna charge you.
Okay.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
See you.
How was Greece?
It was unbelievable.
Right. So I have just a few questions and then a few things to say. So, one of the properties that you approved tonight had I noticed in the photograph, had a satellite dish on the front of it. Is that okay? Okay. So how's that discoverable? How do you handle that? Because it was on one of the pictures.
Yeah, I didn't even happen to see it.
No.
I mean, without my right-hand man here keeping me in line and
Yeah.
Walter
Yeah.
doing a good job taking his place for tonight.
Alvin, I got the package from you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right.
I didn't happen to see that go by, but, you know.
So the question is.
What does he do if he sees me? What's the,
And again, we can only discuss the matters at hand. I mean, if someone wants to form a complaint, they can
Right, no,
certainly
that's,
send it to us.
Alvin, that's all he wants to know is what he has to do, as opposed to a
Yeah,
specific
just file.
property,
Yeah.
just that.
just what?
So,
File complaints.
Okay.
Yeah.
so we weren't gonna, I was not gonna get to discussing the specific property. What can he do?
File a complaint.
Again, just send us an email, and whether it's between us or code enforcement, again, this is an historic district, so I can give them a letter, something like a stop work order. Just stating, hey, you guys need to come before the commission, either remove it or you come before the commission to explain, what you know, the position of the satellite dish.
Okay,
Do have,
so they're not just ruled out. I
no,
got
we
it.
have a satellite dish guideline. It's older though, but it's a long time.
Okay.
It's not use that.
we'll make sure that's included in our new guidelines.
Yeah, no. No, go ahead. What else you got
Okay.
for us?
So a couple of times kind of came up awareness in the historic district when we've been doing a lot of work on that, okay? And a lot of the work has come to like dead ends, but we have some people who say, oh, that never happens, right? And so
What never happens?
that they don't know.
disclose it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does happen.
like they're all just faking it, you know, they
Many are and some aren't.
yeah,
We found many, you know, they're full of it, and other people that are, you can tell they're quite sincere about not knowing. I don't know what the case was tonight, I was gonna look for it.
yeah, well, it was hard because at least in one of I think there were two cases where that came up tonight. And one of them, you didn't actually have the homeowner. You had somebody else speaking on behalf of the homeowner.
When I
Alright.
bought our house, we didn't know. The
Yeah, there you
realtor
go,
didn't
right
tell
there.
us, the person who sold us the house didn't tell us, we didn't find out until we went to put vinyl siding on.
Okay. But we're gonna keep
Remember, we
working
can't
on
get
it.
into.
Right, we're on-
This is only procedural stuff.
The
We're not
registrar
gonna-
needs to not work out. That's the place to do that, and I don't really, I'm not the one who really knows much of anything about that, but they will not change, they will not do that.
Registry.
They would not make a note. of the
Right.
property?
Right.
In my interaction with different legal entities over the years in real estate. Lawyers have tended to say that the obligation of the person who owns a home. Historic district is the affirmative obligation to disclose because it could materially affect whatever their someone's decision to buy a house or not. Therefore, it's required that they tell somebody. And then in general, just being an agent for 32 years. I know many agents that have worked really hard. Di Fisher was in my office. She made, I don't know if you know that. She did everything she could to educate my office week to week for years and years. So we were pretty good at it. But others just didn't seem interested in caring whether it was historic. So I saw that word agent, but the agent's not the agent's obligation to disclose it. It's the homeowner.
Yeah.
Well, unless the agent knows that they're required to, but they're not required to ask.
If there's a title search on property, and it should show that it's in historic district, shouldn't it?
I think so.
I think
Well, that
sometimes, yes,
is
sometimes. no.
ownership. That's just a chain of ownership.
Well, then you talk to the bar association and say you should include this in your standard title search information.
And well, you could ask, it's like anything else, you could ask.
We've been in a lot of places where I have, Deb Shea is really the expert on it. But we'll keep working on it.
Yeah, keep working on, we keep working on it too.
Yeah. What was the ruling on this last one? What is your position on, how long it goes or how many meetings have to be missed before the homeowner just gets to do what they want to do?
Can you answer that for us, Alvin?
When is the timeout?
So, excuse me, appropriateness, hardship applications, there are 60-day timelines that the commission has to act prior to the, I guess, the item moving forward by default.
Yeah, I was wrong in that, then I thought it was three meetings.
It's 60 days. So that could be 3 meetings.
Doesn't work out to be 3 meetings, but.
Yeah, but it's not the number of meetings, it's the days. Okay, I got it.
And with demo delays, it's 30 days.
Okay, the last thing for me is just, you saw the op-ed that I wrote on no shows and.
I haven't read the paper since I got home
All right.
late Monday night.
Well, I did, we got the lead article in the section and you know, I praise the work that you did, that you guys are doing. But said, you know, it's too hard to maintain 4 people when you got 2 people who are permanently absent.
Fair enough.
You know. All right.
You let me know, you let me know what we got. I just haven't read I got all the papers at home, but I haven't read them all.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn? So moved. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bert.